Request for quotation, RFQ. So here once the company identify the need of the materials and goods, once we identify the need of the materials and goods, then we will approach to the suppliers in the form of the quotations. So as a buyer, we create quotations to the suppliers. We create RFQs to the suppliers. And we don't know whether the suppliers will supply the material or not. Once they receive the quotations sent by the buyer or the company, if they are ready to supply the material, then we'll get back the quotations with the terms and conditions, warranty, services, etc. Then after that, we'll do price comparison for the quotations. Then we select the source of supply. That is nothing but vendor. So once we know the vendor, so again we create a purchase order again as the RFQ. So even quotation is also called as a tender, and the vendor is called as a bidder. So request for quotation. So we create RFQ to request the vendors for the submission of quotations with the possible price and the conditions. During the purchasing of the materials and services from vendor. Okay. So we create RFQ to request the vendors for the submission of quotations with the possible price and the conditions during the purchasing of the materials and goods from vendor. This RFQ is also called as a tender, and the vendor is called a bidder. Okay. So first we need to create a RFQ. To create RFQ, the transaction code is ME414243. 41 is create, 42 change, 43 display. So I'll go to transaction code ME41. So here RFQ type, we call this as a document type. Even in the purchase requisition also yesterday we have seen it displays a document type. So in the same way for RFQ document, for RFQ that is for quotation, the document type, RFQ type is AN, that is standard. Language, quotation date created, deadline for the quotation, purchasing organization, purchasing group, delivery date, plant and show location. If you want to enter any tracking number, you can enter, otherwise it's not required. Press enter. The system will take to the next screen. So here you have COLL number, collective number. Now what is this collective number means? In the companies, daily they are going to create n number of quotations for different materials for different suppliers. So using this collective number, we can identify or we can get the report to which materials and to which suppliers we have created the quotation. And this collector number is not system generated number. It is maintained manually by the user. Its minimum is 1 digit, maximum is 10 digits. For example, I'll enter collector number as 1. For example, I'll enter the collector number as 1. Press enter. Press enter. Enter the material. Enter the number. RFQ quantity. Press enter. Enter material and RFQ quantity. Press enter. Select the line item and click on vendor address. Select the line item and click on vendor address. System will take to the next screen. So here enter the vendor. So to which vendor you want to send the quotation. Enter the vendor number. Press enter. So automatically it displays the vendor address. Save. So RFQ created number. So how you get this number? Because of number ranges only displays the number. Similarly, you enter the remaining vendors. Enter. So, similarly, so like this, we need to create the RFQ. Now the quotations will be sent to the suppliers. Now after receiving the net price and the conditions from the suppliers, then we maintain quotation or RFQ. So the second step will be done once we receive all the quotations from all the suppliers. So to maintain RFQ, to maintain quotation, the transaction code is ME47. ME47. Here enter the created RFQ number. Enter RFQ number, quotation number. Press enter. Select the line item and click on item conditions. So here, as I told you, there is one condition type which it displays automatically, the gross price. So here I will enter the gross price and enter another condition type RA01, ZA01, FRA1. So there is one condition type where the system displays automatically, there is gross price condition type. You no need to maintain it. And remaining condition types we're supposed to enter. Go back, save. Similarly, enter another RFQ number. Press enter. Select the letter. Click on item conditions. Gross price. Discount on gross. So like this we need to enter manually the conditions and values. Go back, save. Similarly, go back, save. Next, price comparison for the RFQs or for the quotations. ME49, the transaction code. Price comparison for the quotations or RFQ. The transaction code is ME49. Enter the purchasing organization, quotation number so and so to so and so, and collective number, that is collective RFQ number. Then the system displays the sequential priority of the vendors. Then the system displays the sequential priority of the vendors with ranks 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Then the system displays the sequential priority of the vendors with ranks 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And the priority will be given to the vendor for the rank 1 position. So here, these are the RFQs, that is quotation numbers, and these are the bidders, that is vendors, and this is a common collector number. So priority will be given to this quotation as is given for the response. So against this quotation or RFQ, we create a purchase order. So next I will be create PO with reference to RFQ, with reference to quotation. Now to display a list of quotations, if it is per material ME4M, to display list of RFQs per material. If it is per vendor ME4L, and if it is per collector number, it is ME4S. For example, I'll enter ME4S here. Enter the collector number. That's it. Execute. Then the system displays the list of RFQs or quotations. Okay. Yeah. So next is purchase order. Purchase order. So what is a purchase order? So it is an external document created during the purchasing of the materials, goods and services from the vendor. So PO is a external document created during the purchasing of the materials, goods and services from the vendor. Similar to PR, the PO document is also divided into 4 divisions, guys. Similar to purchase requisition, the PO document is also divided into 4 divisions. Document overview, header, item overview, item details. And there are several different ways to create a purchase order. There are several different ways to create a PO. PO with reference to, without reference document, PO with reference to PR, PO with reference to RFQ, PO with reference to contract, and PO with reference to account assignment category. So these are the several different ways to create a purchase order. Okay. Yeah. And to create a purchase order, the transaction code is ME212223. That is create, change and display. ME21N, 22N and 23N. Create, change and display purchase order. So first we'll see PO without reference document. So without reference documents, not here. ME21N. So this is a PO screen, how it looked like. So this is a purchase order screen, how it looked like. So click on document overview and click on selection variant. For example, purchase orders, I'll select. And here I'm going to enter only the plant 1000. So far we have not created any purchase orders with our plant. So that's the reason I'm entering the SAP given standard plant 1000. Execute. Now what happens here? The system displays the list of purchase orders created so far under the company, sorry, under the plant 1000. The system displays the list of purchase orders so far created under the plant 1000. So in document overview, the system displays the list of purchasing documents upon the requirement. The system displays the list of purchasing documents upon the requirement. Next, here you have vendor. Enter the supplier. Enter the vendor. Then header. In the header you have delivery invoice. I will enter the terms of payment. Press enter. These terms of payment you can maintain here or else you can maintain at the time of creation of invoice. Enter terms of payment. Conditions. So here the system displays the overall net value of the purchase order. Suppose if I have entered 10 line items, 10 materials in the purchase order. So what is the total value of that purchase order for 10 line items? That will be displayed over here. It is displaying 0 because still we have not entered any materials amount. Text. Any text information can be maintained here. Next, address. The system displays the supplier address which you have maintained at the time of creation of vendor master. In the communication, so any salesperson related information can be maintained. And partner is, who is a partner here? There is nothing but your business partner, vendor. And in the additional data, if you want to maintain The validity start and validity end of the purchase order we can maintain. So as per the client or customer requirement, but generally it's not required. But still you may have the option. In the organization data, enter your created purchasing organization, purchasing group and company code. Enter your created purchasing organization, purchasing group and company code. Status. So ordered, delivered, still to delivered, invoice, down payments. It is 0. Why it is 0? Why not with some figures? Because still we not entered any material or anything. Next, item value. In item value, item is nothing but the serial number. As usual, this here refers to account assignment category. Generally, this account assignment category is maintained when we create a purchase order for services and for non-stock items. An item category. So this is a type of the purchase order we are creating it. So far it's only a normal PO, standard purchase order. Enter the material what you created. Then quantity, delivery date. Normally we're supposed to enter the net price. I'm not entering it. We'll see what happens. Enter your created plant and storage location. The moment when you press enter, you just observe the net price. What happened? It is displaying the price as 105. From where I got this price? From where we got this price? This price we got it by the maintaining the info record for this material and for the supplier. Not only the net price, in the item details, in the conditions tab, it even displays whatever the conditions we have maintained in the info record. It displays whatever the conditions we have maintained in the info record. Okay. Suppose I will change the supplier here. Press enter. Now you are not able to see the conditions as well as net price, because for this material and for this supplier there is no info record. But still you can create a purchase order by maintaining manually the net price and the conditions. Again, if you enter the same supplier, press enter, again it displays the conditions number. So here you have conditions, two options. The conditions, whichever the conditions you are able to see in item details, it displays the overall, it displays the conditions for each item. Item by item, it displays the conditions. But what are the conditions you are able to see at the header level? It displays the overall value of the purchase order. Now let's say, for example, I'll enter another material. Plan store location. If you press enter, system has not taken the net price. Why? For this material and for this supplier, there is no price. So enter the price manually. Now you go to header level. If you click on the conditions tab, this is your overall value of your PO, 2950 euros, by taking both the materials price and the conditions. If you go to item details, it is item by item. Now see here, the net price is 1900 euros for the second line item. If you select first line item, the net price is 1050. So like this, it displays the conditions item by item. For the first line item, as you have maintained the info record, therefore you are getting the conditions. For second material, you are not maintaining info record, but still you can maintain conditions. Gross wise, you got it. I will enter the conditions manually. That's it. Now if you go to header level, in the status tab, it displays total how much kgs and what is the value of the purchase order. So it displays ordered and still to deliver. So this PO we call as a open PO, and the quantity is called as a open order quantity. So this is the creation of the purchase order without any reference document. Neither you are taking the reference from PR, nor you are taking the reference from the RFQ or whatever the document or not. Once you create a GR, this till to delivered will updated as delivered. And once you create an invoice, then it will display as invoiced. But till now it will be blank. Okay. So like this we create a purchase order directly. So click on check button at the top of the screen. Save. And here also you can see document type. See here, by default it is standard PO. That is standard document type, order type. The system will throw a message saying that purchase order created with number so and so. So this is creation of the PO without reference document. Now next we create PO with reference to PR. How you are going to convert a purchase requisition to purchase order. So go to the transaction code ME21N. The purchase order transaction code remains same, whatever the type of the purchase order you create in the near future. Click on document overview and you spread the screen, header, item overview, and also in the document overview, selection variant, purchase requisitions. So here I will enter the material and plant. I will enter the material and plant. Execute. So system displays the PR so far created for that material under the plant. Now you place a cursor on the material. You place a cursor on the PR number. Place a cursor on the PR number and click on adapt. And click on adapt. So immediately the system will take the information from the purchase requisition. So no need to enter any information over here. So we need to enter the net price and vendor, as we are not going to maintain these two parameters in the purchase requisition. So I'll enter the vendor. If you maintain the info record for this vendor and for this material, no need to enter the net price also and conditions also, because in item details, when you close this document overview, it will display the total full screen of the PO. So it even displays the net price as well as the conditions. So this is a procedure how we create a purchase order with reference to PR. So PR is going to convert it to PO. So click on check, save. So purchase order is created. This is one way. Another way is, again you go to create a PO. You have item overview. Go to item overview, drag the screen, and here you have an option purchase requisition. See here, click on drop down button, material plan, enter. Enter the PR number. Enter the purchase requisition. Now when I press enter, the system automatically takes the information from the purchase requisition. One second. So it automatically takes the information from the purchase requisition. As usual, enter the vendor. If you have the net price, it displays automatically. So quantity will get normally. No need to enter the quantity. So this is another way to create a PO with reference to PR. To display list of purchase orders per material ME2M and per vendor ME2L. To display list of POs, that is list of purchase orders, per material is ME2M and per vendor is ME2L. So next, PO with reference to RFQ, request for quotation. How you are going to convert an RFQ into purchase order. We'll see tomorrow.